Sexual harassment? Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Bullying? Yeah, it's in the hallways, classrooms, and even at my job.
I felt a little uncomfortable in locker rooms at times, and I know I'm not the only one.
When a person wants to feel power or have control, they might use harassment to make the other person feel little or unimportant.
Move out the way, punk.
Hey, you ain't cool enough to be in a hallway.
I've never done anything to you guys!
You were born a loser, and you're gonna die a loser. Loser.
We've all seen situations like this occur throughout our daily lives, but have you ever stopped and wondered how the victim really feels or what his life is like afterwards?
The life of a person who's been bullied or sexually harassed can dramatically change.
Not only can sexual harassment and bullying affect a person physically, such as their health or behavior, but also mentally, with changes in attitude and outlook on life.
Today we'll learn about bullying and sexual harassment in our schools, see how you can help prevent it, and find out what to do if you witness or are the victim of harassing or bullying behavior.
Sexual harassment? Yeah, I see it on social media all the time. It's everywhere.
Asking someone on a date is not sexual harassment, but constant pressure could lead to it.
How do you avoid sexual harassment? Just say no or stop. You don't have to put up with it.
Sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conducts of sexual nature that tends to create a hostile and offensive work environment.
Cyberbullying is a form of sexual harassment and bullying, and is a rising problem.
Wait, what is cyberbullying?
Basically, cyberbullying is just bullying through technology. A cyberbully uses technology to support deliberate, repeated, and hostile behavior.
How do I know it's cyberbullying? Sometimes I'm just joking around.
Well, you may be joking around, but does your victim see it that way? Let's see an example.
As you can see, cyberbullying is a serious and hurtful issue.
I agree. Cyberbullying is not the only problem. There are other things that tie into sexual harassment as well.
Very true. Other problems can revolve around many topics such as discrimination against sexual orientation.
Let's see another example.
Well, would you look who it is?
Not again.
What did you say, gay boy? That's what I thought. Look at that fairy.
I see him at my nail salon all the time.
Give me those chips. Got gay, special, good, healthy cracker. Let's go. We might catch something from him.
Bullying can happen in elementary, middle, and high school. Most of the time it happens when there's no adult supervision.
Most people are bullied by a few people or only one person and not a large group of people.
Bullying can be verbal, physical, sexual, racial, cyber, and emotional.
Is that a camera?
Sexual harassment can impact the victim's involvement in activities and their ability to trust others in the simplest of ways.
Sexually harassed victims can become paranoid, depressed, and even isolate themselves from others. They often blame themselves for the behavior of the harasser and therefore feel like they are below the standards of society.
Many people are sexually harassed and bullied every day and do not know how to cope with the after effects. There are ways to prevent people from feeling this way.
First, remember to stand up for those that are being bullied or harassed. Talk to the victim and let them know that you are there for them. Assure the victim that the situation is not their fault. Talk to the victim about reporting the situation to a trusted adult.
Is it safe to say that most sexual harassment is one student harassing another?
Yeah. 81% of all students entering their schooling years will be harassed at least once.
By the 8th grade, 65% of girls and 55% of boys have experienced some form of harassment at least once.
Out of the harassed, 4 out of 5 times, the harasser is another student.
But you don't have to be a statistic.
There are many ways to prevent sexual harassment. First off, know your limits and what you are comfortable with. If you don't want a physical relationship with someone, make it clear so there's no confusion. If they are persistent in their advances, stand up for yourself or get away from them. Watch the following scenario and decide how you would respond if you were in the same situation.
Hey Ashley, baby.
Baby?
I need to tell you something real fast.
What are you doing?
Just go with it.
That situation was sketchy. There are many ways that she could have handled the problem, but she took the passive approach. You should always stand up for yourself and your morals. Don't be a doormat.
Sometimes you need to walk away from the situation and go get help, especially if it continues after you say stop.
The most important thing is to escape the situation before it escalates.
Let's replay the scene and see how she could have reacted in the same situation.
Hey Ashley, baby.
Baby?
I need to tell you something real fast.
What are you doing?
Just go with it.
No, you're not being a good friend.
I know how you are.
What? I'm leaving.
Instead of letting the situation continue, the victim stands up for herself and leaves.
Sometimes a harasser will not leave you alone. This is when you need help, especially if the advances become more serious, more common, or the abuser starts to threaten you.
Another way of preventing sexual harassment is by knowing who you're talking to, but you should know the signs of an abuser.
Some signs include dominating demeanor, controlling the way the victim dresses, not listening to anybody else, or sometimes they'll take things too far.
Both guys and girls can be sexually harassed. It can happen to anyone.
There's a difference between flirting and sexual harassment. Flirting is when both people like each other, and sexual harassment is when one person pursues the other and it makes them uncomfortable.
Through policy 1116 and 1119, the Board of Education states that any unwelcome sexual advance that interrupts studies is forbidden. When you encounter this kind of behavior, be confident and tell the harasser you don't like what they're doing. You must also support victims of harassment when you encounter it.
Hey, you busy Friday night?
No.
Well, you are now. You're looking fine.
Thanks, but I'm sorry. I just remembered that I have to watch my little brother.
Well, you know, I could always come over when you put him to bed. I mean, you can sneak out, have a good time.
Thanks, but I don't need any help watching him. I'm gonna go now.
Oh, no, you're not going anywhere. You're passing up a really good time.
You'll love it with him.
Whoever said I wanted to go out with you?
Oh, come on. I know you see me in class. I know you want this. You know, you're just a slut.
Yeah, a slut.
Bye, whore.
If you are the victim of sexual harassment or bullying, the most important thing you can do is report the situation. After all, no one can help resolve the issue unless they know about it.
Report what you see or suspect. Report the problem to your trusted adult or principal. Be quick about your actions. The sooner you act, the sooner things will resolve.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? What happened?
Nothing. I just ran into Josh again.
Really? Again? He needs to stop this. You should talk to somebody about this. A counselor. Here, I'll take you.
Once you notify administration, your situation will be investigated. Information will be kept confidential and will be known only by the investigators and your administrator. If the complaint is found to be valid, the perpetrator will be disciplined and their parents will be called. If the violation is really bad, there could be punishment up to and including expulsion, and the police could be called. And remember that appropriate action will also be taken if an accusation is found to be false.
Bullying is not a normal part of growing up, and it should never be tolerated.
Bullying and sexual harassment can impact academic achievement. It poisons the learning environment.
If you see sexual harassment or bullying, step in or report it. Be an upstander, not a bystander. Remember to respect others and that no means no.